They're coming to get you, Barbara.
We found a lot of suspicious things out in that cemetery.
Malignant demons who issue forth from their graves in the dead of night to attack their victims and drink the blood from their veins.
You're invited to my party. The ghosts are waiting, so won't you join me?
Welcome again, my cultists, to another episode of Vagrant Fear Discussions. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoy the radio shows that we're doing as well here on KHOI-FM. Today, I have Caden, and he is the owner of Eclypse Haunted Attraction in the Iowa City area. Hi, Caden. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty dang good. How about yourself?
Oh, doing great. I'm loving this. The haunt thing seems to be popping up more and more. People seem to be having these things nationwide. I know a few friends of mine do some down in Florida. Obviously, we have the Slaughterhouse here in the Des Moines area. But tell me, Eclypse in Iowa City, what is Eclypse, and how did you get involved in doing this?
So Eclypse is a haunted attraction me and my dad own. Going into 2026, this will be our 6th year doing it. My love for haunted houses and haunted attractions grew from when I was like a really little kid. So I remember going to a haunted house in Marengo. It was the haunted barn. And as a little kid, it scared me so bad. But after I exited the haunt, it's like I just grew this attraction to them because I kept wanting to go back through over and over and over again. And so it kind of led to us, getting a bunch of Halloween decorations, and we decorate the yard. But after October and Halloween was over, I start putting them up in our house and creating my own little haunted house I'd make my parents walk through. And then from that, it grew into me and my dad actually turned our barn into a little haunted house, which started out as a like a family party, Halloween party we did every year. It was like 4 rooms, black plastic walls, some really cheap decorations, but it was a great starting point for us. And we did that for 4 years, ended up moving, so we didn't have the barn, but then we knew we really wanted to get back into haunting again because we loved it so much. And so we found a place in Iowa City, and that is what is now Eclypse Haunted Attraction.
Nice. So this really started because of you. You got scared at a haunted house to the point where you wanted to keep being scared.
Pretty much.
I find that, and this may come up in a later episode, but I love the fact that there are people that just have that addiction. Like you said, as a little kid, you went through and you were petrified, but you just wanted to go back through again. So it's that thing, and I love the fact that it grew, and you brought your family in on it, because it wasn't your dad's idea, right? You said this was your idea to start decorating the house, and you kind of talked your dad into it.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it started off, like I said, with the house. I'd take like my bedroom and like a little hallway and like maybe another room, and I'd throw up decorations, and then I'd just throw a bunch of things around to try and create a path for him to go. And I'd jump from spot to spot trying to scare him.
Wow.
And then we kind of moved to the barn, and I asked him, I was like, can I do something in there for that? And he's like, go for it. And so I started doing it, and I was struggling because I was still young. I wasn't really sure what I was, doing too much at that point. So he was like, he wanted to hop in and help me. And then from that point, it just kind of grew on. And now we've been doing it for, I don't know. When did we start that? That was probably back in like 2013. So I don't know, almost, was that 13 years now?
Getting there. Yeah. Yeah. About 13 years. Holy crap. Time.
Yeah.
Well, you say so. Yeah. So you said Eclypse is in its 6th year, but you've really been doing this a lot longer than that.
Yes.
Building things up. So, okay, you started off, you said, in a family barn, being for like a local family gatherings and friends and whatnot, and then you moved to Iowa City. So, are you still in kind of a barn area? What's the setup of Eclypse now?
So actually, right off of Highway 1, there's a little strip mall, and there's a pizza ranch there, and we're directly above the pizza ranch. So the funny part about that is sometimes when you're walking through the haunt, you get to smell the pizza and the chicken and everything
Oh,
cooked
wow.
as well, which is kind of funny. But yeah, that's where we're located now. So we're definitely like in Iowa City, while as in the barn, we're out in the country. We're
Sure.
definitely more kind of centralized now. So there's a lot more traffic around us, which definitely helps as well.
Good. And I guess, people can either, maybe depending on how visceral and how detailed you get, maybe you might want to go eat Pizza Ranch after going to the haunt. But
A lot of people do.
it's funny that you're above a Pizza Ranch. That's I'm trying to imagine what it'd be like to walk through a haunted house and you're like, I smell chicken. I
Well,
hope that's not part of the show. I mean,
what's even funnier is that we've been told for customers that went to Pizza Ranch prior and then come to the haunt, they say in Pizza Ranch when we're open, it's so noisy. All they hear is all the screams and everything from up above. And so I
oh
love
wow,
hearing that. And Pizza Ranch is cool with us. We got good friends with them, and we try and do cool collaborations with them. So we're all just kind of one um, conjoined thing, trying to help each other out.
nice. That sounds like a great partnership between the two of you, kind of building each other. Hey, let's go to Pizza Ranch. Oh, let's go to this one because when you eat, you can hear screaming. You know, so but yeah, and I guess that I would assume that if people don't know you're there, if they're sitting there eating and they're like, what is that? That may bring some business up to you as well.
Yep, they know now.
So how often? Because traditionally haunts usually run about the month of October, and that's about it. So
Yep.
how long or how many times during the year is the Eclypse active?
So primarily in October, right? It's been, I think, for all 5 years, I think we've been open for 13 to 14 nights is all it's been. We've just started getting into December and doing a Christmas themed haunt for 2 nights. We call that Eclipsemas. It's fun play on words.
Nice.
But primarily everything we do is in October. We plan on future years coming up. We're going to actually try and do more nights open. Still primarily in October. We might, if we get busy enough, we might try to open like late September
Okay.
and see what happens with that. But otherwise, we do October. We would like to do pretty much all Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Those are the most active days. Obviously, during weekdays, people are working. They don't want to come out as much. So we just try and get the days that people are free to actually come out.
Right.
I know one of our things, like on Thursdays, what we currently do, every Thursday we're open is a blackout night. And so what that is all of the show lights are off, and each group of customers will come through with one LED lantern. And so the whole haunt is essentially like extremely dark, and the only light that's guiding their path is this flickering lantern as they're walking through, and we can
Wow.
hide in the shadows. But we figure, for those Thursday nights, because that's harder to come out to, it should be like its own sort of separate show. So
Oh yeah.
if people want to come out, they can see something different than you would, coming out on a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
That's
Um,
a great idea.
yeah, a
I'm
lot of
guessing
people love it.
it might take them a little longer to get through the house with just a single LED. So,
Mo- Most of them, yes. Some of the groups fly through it, though. I
oh
don't
wow,
know. I don't know how. And there's been some groups that have went through so fast. I don't know how the lanterns haven't broke because they've ended up throwing them because they got scared and it hit the floor. I'm like, oh my god! But yeah, no lantern. None of our LED lanterns have broke yet. But yeah, some groups fly through it so fast they'll just sprint through it. But typically on the blackout nights, most groups it does take longer because they're trying to peek around everything because it's so hard to see in there when all the lights are
yeah.
off.
That's I can honestly say I've not been to or heard of one where they give you this single little light to go through.
It's
So hey,
intense.
that's impressive. So that leaves me in order. So that's an innovative thing that kind of gets you to stand out from the rest.
Yep.
What all kind of attractions, kind of things do you do within the haunt? What kind of describe if I were to walk through Eclypse, what kind of things might I encounter going through your haunt?
Well, so we try to be creative. I know, like when you come through the haunt, first thing you'll be greeted to is a room. So what we actually do is we'll bring up 3 groups at a time. We could do 3 groups of 6, and we kind of cram them in this room like sardines. But what this room is a story room. So it kind of sets these groups up for the haunt, kind of gets them pumped up a little bit, and it also describes the story of what they're walking into, because we like to have a story and theme to all of it, so that way it's easier to get immersed as you're walking through. But within the story room, we have a character that's reading off the book. We have lights that are programmed to music, fog geysers that blast down on the crowd at the climax of the story. And that's something that's a little more unique to haunts, is having a cool story room like that. A lot of our current theme right now, what we do is it's actually a old monastery that got taken over by this evil, like corrupted by this evil. And so as you're walking through, you'll see a lot of like possessed nuns and monks, and then you'll get to these demonic creatures when you get closer to what we call the realm of Eclypse. I'll give you a little spoiler here. Going into the 2027 season, everything we've ever done in the haunt is going to be completely changed.
Oh, wow.
So what I'm telling you now, for 2026, this will be the last time it will be set up as I'm explaining it. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. I'm very excited for when we go in and change it, because there's a lot of cool, fun, unique things we're going to be doing. But continuing with what we have now, some of the areas we have set up, some of I call them like a triple hit. So like we'll have, for example, a big area. We have this animatronic. It's a statue, and it's up high, and it comes falling down. Looks like it's gonna fall at you. We then have these air cannons, which give a big blast of air right at your ankles, good scare. And then that's tagged also with an actor, and you kind of get crowded all in this one area as it all happens, and it's so extreme. Another thing we've done, which I was very proud of when we kind of figured this out, there's this bungee that you could buy that's actually for like exercising. And when we saw that, we thought that was really cool, but we wanted to implement it into the haunt somehow. And so what we did, we actually have this bungee hooked up to the ceiling like it should, and we have an actor hooked up to it. And there's this long hallway, and so this actor can go sprinting down the hallway. They could lunge at you like Superman, like legs and arms up and everything. And
Yeah.
then the bungee will pull them straight back down the hallway into the darkness.
Oh, wow.
It's very it does not look human whatsoever when it happens. We've had a lot of customers stop there because they want to watch them just do it over and over and over again.
Wow.
And then we actually implemented a new bungee 2025 season as well, where an actor is up like 3 feet, and they're attached to this bungee, and they could actually like fall over on top of the crowd, so it looks like they're falling on top of them, and then it bungees them back up into position.
Nice.
Which is very, very cool. But yeah, like I was saying, with the whole theme, it's set in a monastery. So as you're walking through, you got pews everywhere, and you see we have like a study sort of area, and we have a sort of like praying area, and we have this big room with the pews that you walk through. It's very neat. And then as you walk into the Eclypse, you get into like this room, which we call the hair room, which is like white walls, but then it's this like black hair strained like veins all around, and some of it you got to push through, and it's absolutely disgusting. And people love it and hate it at the same time, and that puts a big smile on my face.
Yeah.
Just a lot of crazy stuff we put in there.
It sounds like, yeah, you got a lot of interesting ideas. But hey, listeners, like you said, 2026 is the last time you get to visit the monastery. 27, completely revamped, all new,
Yep.
all sorts of, they're just upgrading. So,
Yep.
so I know you said it's you and your father.
Yep.
How many people roughly do you have working for you, either behind the scenes or as actors in the haunt itself?
So throughout the season, I would say, helping build the haunt and whatnot. I would say let me count here on my fingers, probably around 10 people helping us throughout the season. Extremely talented. We got, for example, Carrie, who is our head makeup artist. She's fantastic, like extremely good painter. She's painted so many murals for us in the haunt. They
Nice.
look so good. People compliment all the time. We got the crew always helping us build new walls, props, stuff like that. As the October season rolls around and we start getting actors, actresses, staff, crew, other makeup artists to help out, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
We're looking probably around 30 to 40.
Okay.
And as we grow, it's probably going to expand more and more.
Yeah. So do you get the same performers coming back wanting to do this, every year for you?
Yeah, we get a lot of returning people. One of my goals when we started this is I really wanted to make it a fun and safe place for everyone to be, and I wanted to make it super enjoyable. And I've been very happy. Our actors and actresses have, come up and talked to me, and at the end of the year, it almost makes me emotional every time. I've even cried a few times from it. But
Uh,
they've told me how much they've loved working there, and how safe and comfortable they feel there. And whenever they need anything, we're there to help them and stuff like that. Um, and so that really warms up my heart to hear, because it's obviously something I've wanted to make since day one, since we've done this.
yeah.
Um, but we've got a lot of returning actors and actresses and staff coming back each year. It's probably roughly around like 60-70% are returning, and then like 30% is like new staff coming in.
Yeah. Well, that's really incredible to hear. I mean, obviously there's a lot of haunts going around, but what I'm getting here, it sounds like you've really put a lot of love and care into not only the creation, but how you treat all your employees and everybody that comes in and comes to work for you, which I'm going to guess is translating out to the audience or to the patrons that come in. Because if your cast is having so much fun and feel so comfortable, then that's going to carry over. From a performer's point of view, yeah, you're going to see that. And I definitely plan on coming out. If nothing else, I want to see this bungee thing. It sounds like a
Yeah,
lot of fun.
anytime
Um,
you want.
yeah, no, that sounds perfect. So you said you said the last 2 years you just started cresting over into doing a Christmas theme?
Yeah, yep.
So
Um,
what varies between, obviously, the October, that's your scary month, everybody says monsters, whatever. So how does that differ when you're going to the happy time of sharing and family, and you put a horror element and create a haunt in the middle of Christmas time?
So our Christmas haunt, Eclipse. It's extremely fun. We like to dabble more into a comedic route when we do the Christmas one. It's still scary,
Right.
but we like to be goofy and fun with it as well. Especially because it's hard to be scary because we have Christmas lights everywhere, and so the place is a lot brighter than normal.
Yeah.
It's hard to hide. Um, but we put Christmas lights everywhere, Christmas decorations everywhere. Our actors and actresses all dress up in Christmas costuming, whether that's like elves or Christmas PJs, Jack Frost, other characters like that. Our story room, we actually take during our Christmas haunt, we'll just bring one group at a time, and instead of doing our normal story routine, we've got it set up so our Slaughter Claus character is up on the chair, and they all get their picture with him, and then they get like a little present before they walk through the rest of the haunt.
Nice.
It could be something simple, like candy canes or a little toy. For the ones that are being bad, they get like a charcoal or coal chocolate. We'll give them that.
Nice.
Um, but then, yeah, as they're walking through, it's like all Christmas themed with the lights, decorations, how we're dressed, the music, the scents. We'll put like those, you know, cinnamon and pine scented, like wooden broomsticks that you can buy
Okay, yeah.
when the season comes around. So it smells very Christmassy in there as you're walking through. Um, we got, some of the areas, the Christmas lights are actually synced up to the music. So it's almost seeing like a little light show while you're in there as well, which is really cool. And we're going to expand on that too for future years. Um, and then at the end, you get we hand out a little Krampus bell because you meet Krampus at the very end. And you get a little Krampus bell and it says Eclypse on it, and then with the year on it, the
Nice.
date year, and so it's like a little another souvenir. But a lot of it's definitely kind of more like comical based. Like there's even this section where we got these very light, fluffy snowballs meant to have snowball fights, and so we'll kind of like throw them at the customers as they're coming through, and then they'll pick them up and throw them back. So that's like
Nice.
this fun snowball fight throughout the haunt too. This is really cool. It's way different than the October one.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people have enjoyed it though, so we'll definitely continue that.
Nice. So, okay, you're changing things up next year. So, from the first time when you moved to Iowa City and started this, how do you think that it is grown over those years? Because I'm guessing your first year was probably a little, oh God, I hope this works, to
Yeah.
till now. So how do you view the progression over the last few years of this?
It has changed so much. So, like you said, the first year was extremely stressful for me. My dad too. It is stressful for everyone. I remember at one point, I ended up breaking down and crying because like I didn't think that we were going to be able to succeed and do it again because we spent all year building it, and then it was a huge learning curve going from the barn, to Eclypse because our Eclypse was much larger than what we've ever done in the barn. And while we were in the barn, it was still a lot of learning there. But that year one, it was such a struggle. We needed to reach, a certain amount of customers to make a certain amount of money if we were going to be able to continue to do it and pay off all of our bills and everything we've had to continue to do it. And at the end of the year, we just reached what we needed. So it was perfect. And then we used a lot of that time to learn going into year two what we needed to do to, better the haunt and also draw more of a crowd. And each year it's continuously growing more and more and more. We've had much larger crowds going into the 2025 season. We had each year has been a new record, but we set a goal of around like 4,000 customers we wanted for total in the year.
Uh-huh.
And last year, 2025, that was the first year we finally broke that record. And we were we were on a very good route. If we had more nights open, we were on a very good route to absolutely demolish that record.
Oh wow.
But yeah, we made some changes and it helped a lot. Learning everything on how to like build the haunt and set it all up, we've improved a lot. So I know the first year it was very difficult because we had ideas on what we wanted to do, but time was such an enemy to us because we were there like every day after work going and doing what we can to get it done.
Yeah.
But we just couldn't, get it the way we had it in our heads because we didn't have the time, we didn't have the money for it. We didn't have the knowledge on how to do all of it either,
Right.
or many things we were trying to do up above our current level of haunting knowledge. But all in all, I think that's okay because it's all a learning process, right? From year one to now, we've taken time and we've been able to pick up on things that haven't worked throughout the years. Have been able to change that. Things that have worked, we've been able to progress on and make bigger. One example of that would be how we set it up the first time. We didn't really have areas for our actors to hide or pop out or anything like that. And so it was much harder to scare. Also, when we set up the rooms, that actor or actress that was in that room, that was like the only area they were scaring. And when as to now, how we have it set up, a lot of these areas, we have these sections which we call scare boxes, which is a little box an actor can hide in. They could pop out from it, but also these scare boxes might have like 2 or 3 entrances and exits that leads them to different rooms. So each actor and actress can get like 2 to 3 different scares throughout the haunt on the same group of customers that are going through. And
Nice.
so it makes the haunt feel very full. It feels like almost every step or every corner you go around, there's going to be someone there uh, to scare the crap out of you.
Wow.
Um,
It sounds like, I mean, yeah, it definitely seems like it's sort of a learn as you go every year. It sounds like you're just getting better, like you said, till now, where you've got, secret panels in the walls that the
yeah,
actors can move through, and you know, almost it's like they're following a group in a way to get that feel, which
pretty
is
much.
great. It sounds like you have, I mean, over the years, you have an amazing haunt that you've built up, and clearly, if you broke your record last year and you're doing well, from you're starting at breaking even to now where you're like, hey, now we can upgrade and we can do all this new stuff and change it. So really in this last, half a decade, you've really grown Eclypse from, the scary beginning to the terrifying thing that it is now.
Uh-huh.
Congratulations, man. That's
Thank
amazing.
you.
So, and you said, what you say? You broke the record in 25. You broke 4,000 patrons in the month of October.
Yep. Yep.
That's
Yeah, that
wow,
wasn't even including December.
wow. And that's just three nights, right? You said that was just Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
The 13 nights in total.
13 nights. Okay.
There'll be 2 Thursdays and then like I believe all Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Which I mean, when you take in consideration 365 days a year, we only get 13 nights to,
Yeah.
be able to push people through. It's not an easy thing to do,
No.
but
Because
man, is
how
it worth it?
how many hours is the haunt open on a given night?
So earlier in the year, we only do we'll open around 6:30 and we'll only go to like 9, 10 o'clock because you don't get as many customers early in October. As it
Sure.
gets closer to Halloween, that's when people want to come to haunted attractions because they want to get scared. Then they're more in the mood for it.
Right.
So earlier in the year, we don't open as many hours. As you get later in the year, we'll be open. Ticket sales are from 6:30 to 11. But that's when the ticket sales end. So we could still be going, to 12, 1 in the morning if there's customers in line.
Nice.
So
That
it could
sounds
go for a while.
Yeah, no, that sounds great. It sounds, Caden, like you have made a wonderful, wonderful attraction. And I'm guessing, and I don't know if it's hard for you to figure out, but I'm going to assume you probably have repeat customers every year as well,
Oh
or
yeah.
even within the same year. Going back to you as a kid, you did that. You wanted to run right around. Do you have you noticed, or have any of your performers noticed that somebody will do this and then they'll turn right around and go through it a second time that night? That
Yeah. So we've got I don't know about specifically that night, but we've definitely have some customers that have become like huge fans of the haunt and they'll come through multiple times a year. It's gotten to a point where even some of the customers were like, I think you've paid enough. Just gonna go through again for free. Like you've supported us so much. Just go.
Yeah, so you it gets to the point where you recognize faces
Oh yeah,
of people.
100%.
That is also a credit to you, man, that people want to keep coming, and they're like, oh my god, you've got to come, you come with me, you've got to see this. So that's great. And then they can go downstairs and have pizza and wings.
Yeah.
It's, honestly, that to me is seems like an amazing partnership, and it's great that you have a franchise like that wants to work and support you, because I would think a lot of people are like, you want to do what above my restaurant? No, 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 no. But no, that's great. So okay, so if somebody wants to come visit, and we got a little, you guys have got about 9 months to plan this, so we're giving you some time here. So but if people want to come to Iowa City and go through Eclypse, what's the best way to find out about you and find out when and how to get tickets and where you are and everything like that?
Best way, you could check our website, which is eclypsehaunt.com. That's Eclypse with a Y instead of an I. I'll tell a little story real quick on why we did that. So the first letter and the last letter of Eclypse is an E. The very center letter is a Y. So it makes the word I if you take those. So we capitalize those letters, and then we're actually using that or integrating that into part of our story. So it all becomes like this lore based thing. That's something we haven't really talked about too much prior, on any of our social medias or anything. So I was like, you know what? I'll bring that up now because that's going to be more of a focus in the future.
Yeah.
But eclypsehaunt.com, where you can find a lot of the information. We've got all of our common asked questions and answers located on there. All of our main info, where we're located, ticket sales are on there. We also have all of our videos linked. So we actually do a mini documentary series every year. We're open on our YouTube channel. You can find all of those there or on our YouTube page. We're also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. You can find us there. That should all be under Eclypse Haunted Attractions. And we post as much stuff as we can throughout the year. It gets hard when we get really busy. But as October gets close, we start posting a bunch to try and show everything we've been doing and get people excited for the year.
Excellent. And do ticket sale, do you do pre-sale, or is it go and
Yep.
or I guess with the popularity of it, is it better to get the tickets ahead of time because you might not get in if you just show up?
So we'll let everyone come in no matter what. If you're showing up, we're gonna let you come. I think getting your ticket sales online is the best route to go. It's easier and much quicker. You're already prepared. If you're, buying them at the ticket booth, it might take longer because there's a line to wait. But you could buy them at location or online. Online, we do for both. We do general admission and fast pass. So your general admission is just your normal queue line wait. Fast pass is a much shorter line if you're not wanting to wait the whole thing. We do really push though to get the line moving as quickly as possible without still conga lining people in the haunt. We want groups to be separated so that way they have their own experience.
Right.
We do move it as quick as possible. That way people aren't waiting, especially because we're going to be, for the 2026 season, we're going to be expanding on our midway. So after the haunt, there'll be a lot more to do outside with
excellent.
like possibly some carnival games, more food areas to eat. I think we're going to put cornhole out there. There'll be photo ops.
Wow.
We'll have our gift shop again. A bunch of fun stuff.
Wow. So, cultists, eclypsehaunt.com, EY and then an E. Look that up. That'll get you information on how to go patron Caden and his wonderful stuff. And it sounds like it's becoming not just a haunt, but a whole night's event. Go out, play some cornhole, get some pictures, go get the crap scared out of you, have some chicken and go home. So yeah, that's amazing. So Caden, I want to thank you a lot, and I know for a fact that come October you will see me there. I'm probably going to bring a wonderful group of people with me, and I better be scared.
Oh, absolutely. I'll make sure of it.
Okay. I want to get the full experience, and I'll eat later. So so yeah, everybody listening, eclypsehaunt.com. I'm going to post the link on our Facebook group so you can go straight to it, and that'll get you all the knowledge that you need to plan your upcoming Halloween holiday, and perhaps even your Christmas holiday fun going through there. Caden, I want to thank you once again. Thank you so much, and all of you at Eclypse Haunted Attraction. It sounds amazing. It sounds like a wonderful journey from scared little kid to haunt business owner. I'm really getting an impression that this is what you love to do, and you have a good passion for this, which I love to see that in people. So I want to say thank you for joining me today. Thank you to KHOI-FM for having us and holding us here. Once again, I'm Dave Dutlefs, aka Gnarly. Vagrant Fear discussions every week, 6:30 p.m. on every Sunday. We precede our wonderful radio dramas. Once again, Caden, thank you so much. I wish you all the luck coming up, and then all the luck in your future endeavors, changing what you got.
I really appreciate it. Thank you for having me on.
You're welcome. And we will see you next week, my cultists. Until then, enjoy and stay scared.
Tonight's episode of Vagrant Fear Discussions is brought to you by Vagrant Fear Productions and KHOI 89.1. Your host was David Detlefs. Music included Day of Chaos and Dopplerette by Kevin MacLeod, Incompetech.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 4.0 license.